Welcome, welcome to Morning Delight. Let's greet our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Chanjian Champumanamge Hyungbae. Paro. And for our family pledge, let's welcome Pastor Milhan Stevens.
가정맹세 1. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상 천국과 전상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 중심, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과皇族권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 선진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 자녀국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 자녀국 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상 천국과 전상 천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Thank you, Pastor Milhan. Now for our opening prayer, I'd like to invite Joel Green.
Good morning, family. Please bow our heads. Oh, most beloved Heavenly Parents, thank you this morning for the breath of life to be able to get up at this time to come together to get the heavenly blessing that you have for us, Heavenly Father. I pray that at this time that we can open our hearts to hear your words, to nourish our physical minds and bodies, Father, so that we can have a wondrous day today. I pray, Father, that at this time that we can really be focused and have our hearts open, Father, so that we can be able to receive the love that you have to give. I thank you and pray all these things in our name and my name, Joel Green, son of Beryl and Desmond Green, a blessed central family. Adieu.
Adieu. Thank you, Joel.
You're welcome.
Now let's take a few moments to share our gratitudes and appreciations. Be back in 5 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a great sharing. I certainly did. I was with Jean Gomez and Joel Green. Jean, would you like to share today?
Yes, I'm grateful to Heavenly Parent and True Parents that we have this program at Belvedere on Saturday for the ancestors' liberation and blessing. I'm so grateful for that to come again because many of us cannot do it all at once. So we have to do it part by part every year. And I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so grateful that Reverend Dunkley is going to meet with us on Sunday and get to meet every brother and sister at Belvedere and share with us and speak with us and everything. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to read Mother's speech that Reverend Dunkley wrote. Mother said through Reverend Dunkley's letter that as our church grow and as we get more members, we will be able to get the buildings that we need because we have to give up Barrytown now. So Mother was saying that as our church membership grow and we are going to get the finances we need to acquire buildings like Barrytown, etc. for the future. So I am so grateful for read Reverend Dunkley's whole letter that he wrote to us. Yeah.
Thank you, Jean. Thank you very much. Okay, everyone, it's time for our Audible reading from True Mother's autobiography. Let's welcome Pastor Milhan Stevens.
Thank you, Mama Jean. Thank you, Kathleen. Let's begin our Audible reading. It's going to be great.
Welcome to Mother of Peace, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. A memoir by Hak Jahan Moon, a production of the Washington Times Global Media Group, narrated by Allison Hiroto. The oceans are a treasured resource. In every era of recorded history, humanity has experienced incredible pain. The most tragic period was also the most recent, the 20th century. Wars raged ceaselessly across the global village, and countless good people lost their lives in that savagery. I was born during the Japanese occupation of Korea, and I experienced the aftermath of World War II and the Korean War. I still cannot forget the terrible things I witnessed as a small child. Those times have passed, and now we are waging war against a complex enemy. The temptation to forget our responsibilities to our families and the natural environment, and seek only personal comfort and convenience. Fortunately, we have a deep moral sense and wisdom, and practical methods by which we can work together to achieve God's ideal. All people hope that we can recover and sustain the oceans as the Heavenly Parent created them. Covering 70% of the earth, the oceans contain immense resources. Like hidden treasures, they hold solutions for the dilemmas confronting the human race. I have emphasized the importance of the ocean on many occasions and have, together with my husband, suggested various approaches we might take. Accordingly, the ocean was chosen as the theme for the first Sanhok Peace Prize. The Peace Prize Committee oversaw a strict process to select righteous, achievement-oriented leaders in this arena. Those selected as our laureates that year were Dr. M. Vijay Gupta of India and President Anot Tong of Kiribati, a small island nation in the South Pacific. Dr. Gupta is a scientist who, concerned over persistent food shortages, led the Blue Revolution by developing fish farming technologies. He greatly contributed to relieving hunger among the poor by widely distributing these technologies in Southeast Asia and Africa. President Anote Tong is a leading global advocate for the intelligent preservation and management of the marine ecosystem. It is predicted that much of his nation of Kiribati could be submerged in less than 30 years due to the rising sea level. In the face of such a crisis, President Tong took the lead toward protecting the ecosystem by creating the largest protected marine park in the world. For decades, my husband and I took on the task of ensuring that humanity moves into a future assured of abundant food supplies and pleasant, healthy environments. We advocated the free exchange of technology across national borders and shared our vision that the oceans are a gift from God and the ultimate source of the world's nutrition. Stable food sources and pure air, land, and water are essential to world peace and the salvation of humankind. Not confining ourselves to theoretical explanations, we devoted significant resources to practical projects in the real world. For half a century, Latin America was a major site for this investment of true love and human resources. In the mid-1990s, with serious hearts, Father Moon and I traveled to the Pantanal region. The Pantanal is a vast wetland straddling the borders of Paraguay and Brazil. It is located precisely on the opposite side of the globe from our home country. There, we worked hand in hand with farmers and fishermen. Putting an end to food shortages begins by getting your hands dirty. Rather than give sermons from an air-conditioned pulpit, we worked under the scorching sun, neglecting to eat or rest. I vividly remember pondering environmental issues as I wiped beads of sweat from my face. We launched various initiatives in the Pantanal region, and we have carried out countless other projects for the sake of humankind over the past 60 years. My nature compels me to give everything I have for the happiness of others, with no desire for recognition. I know who I am, the true mother, the mother of peace and God's only begotten daughter, and my mission is to live this way. To end Heavenly Parent's sorrow, I have dried the tears of strangers in need, considering this to be connected through threads of fate to the salvation of humanity. Everyday Heroes. The end of winter can be bitterly cold, but no matter how cold it is, when spring comes and its warmth envelops the earth, we quickly forget that there ever was a winter. The bitter cold of humanity's winter is receding, and as Heavenly Parent's warmth envelops the earth, it will be forgotten. We feel this warmth at our Sunhawk Peace Prize events, such as its second biannual convention that took place in Seoul on February 3rd, 2017. That very busy day began by my personally welcoming hundreds of guests. These men and women hailed from 80 countries, representing various races, speaking many languages and following different paths of faith. I tried to create an environment in which everyone would freely greet the strangers around them and quickly become friends. The warmth of spring was a setting in which I reminded my guests that many people in the world are friendless and hungry. Many families have been driven from their homelands. As a child refugee myself, I know there are no words to express the misery of being forced to flee one's home due to the devastation of war. The Sunhawk Peace Prize is an initiative through which I can issue the call for solutions to the painful plight of refugees and prevent livelihoods from being destroyed. I look for righteous but unheralded pioneers of peace, honor them, and strongly encourage them. The second set of Sunhawk Peace Prizes, presented in 2017, went to two such people. Dr. Sakina Yakubi and Dr. Gino Strada do not look like celebrities. They look like everyday people. A gentlemanly middle-aged European with ruffled hair is a gifted surgeon and founder of an international medical relief organization. Dr. Gino Strada from Italy is a surgeon and humanitarian whose work over the past 28 years provided emergency medical care for more than 9 million refugees and victims of war in the Middle East and Africa. A motherly woman with a sun-weathered face framed by a black hijab has brought thousands of young women hope. Dr. Sakina Yakubi of Afghanistan is an educator, referred to as the Afghan Mother of Education. She has worked in Afghan refugee camps for more than 20 years, helping refugees and displaced people resettle. She has risked her life to teach, encouraging people to hope for a better tomorrow, even in the face of enormous obstacles. In response to her award, Dr. Yakubi wrote to me in her clear handwriting, expressing her heartfelt gratitude. It is really, really wonderful. The award itself is really big. It's comparable to the Nobel Peace Prize. My life is in danger all the time. In the morning, I get up. In the evening, I don't know whether I will be alive or dead. Knowing that somebody values you and your work helps a lot. Also, I want to say to Mother Hak Jahan Moon that I am really thankful to her because she gives me credit for what I do. It means a lot to me. Korea is a country that I admire because you have been to war, you have suffered, but with your determination, hard work, sincerity, and wisdom, you have accomplished a lot in a really short time. I hope and pray that someday my country can use your country as a role model. Putting her own life in danger, Dr. Yakubi continues to fight for women and children. While we are comfortably at home, eating warm meals, many are being driven from their homes. Uprooted, they live in pain and anguish, their lives completely shattered. This is the time to bring this sad tragedy to an end. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, God, your parents, for these words. Today, I feel a lot of validation, perhaps. I admired your mother so much because I feel my own ministry, my voice being expressed through her, and looking for those unsung heroes. Those are the ones that God can really trust. God can, that God has faith in. It shows the kind of person she is. Because she is the same. She's one of those unsung heroes, if not the most unsung hero of all. She says here, those times past, talking about the war of World War II, Korean War. And now we are waging a war against a complex enemy, the temptation to forget our responsibilities to our families and the natural environment and seek only personal comfort and convenience. Wow, what a poignant, well-phrased sentence. This very thing here I've highlighted that's been my mantra. And maybe some of you forgot, but this is something this has been my whole theme when it comes to the New York Peace March and making a petition for the UN to create a memorial to honor those who died. And with all the wars going on today, I made a bold statement in saying that Putin is not the enemy. These warlords, these what do you call them, gang leaders, they're not the enemy. The enemy is me. In my cold heart, that I would turn a blind eye to someone in need. that's the enemy. And she goes down to an even deeper level. It goes down to my seeking personal comfort and convenience before God, before seeking the kingdom. That's really the theme of this message today. And it's a complex, she also has compassion, saying that, it's not easy to find this enemy. It's a very sneaky one. And in the United States is the one that we're losing the battle to. That in seeking our comfort and convenience, what's happening is America is slowly eroding from the inside out. And by the time we realize it, it might be too late. And we're going to lose not just our comfort and convenience, we'll lose everything. So we need to, warm up our hearts and seek a world where we can share resources and make sure everyone has something to eat, everyone has good education, opportunities. So all these things need to be, we won't achieve these things unless we open up our hearts. So that's what Mother's talking about. The ocean was the theme for the first Somehow Peace Prize. I repent in that I've not really studied the ocean much. I'm not someone who likes getting on a boat and getting seasick. But I'll never forget something. I was talking to Branch Gorder, someone who loves the ocean, and I wanted him to help me understand why is the ocean so amazing. And I asked him actually, do you not get seasick when you get on the boat? He's like, every time. And it's like, So he gets seasick every time, and that's why he loves it. It's the uncomfortable, it's the challenge, it's that's the frontier. Like that is True Parents' vision of the ocean, is to, before we explore space, we need to go into the ocean. There's so many resources there. Of course, we need to take care of that environment as well. But if we can feed people with the ocean, that's tremendous. It's a big deal. Also, resources. There are minerals, I'm sure, that can be mined and can be used on land. I know Father has talked about underwater cities. Where they're cultivating the ocean. It's just like a near infinite resource for us. In other words, can we get excited about something other than killing each other or seeking personal comfort and gain? Can we seek something uncomfortable, a new frontier that we can share? Sailors, we got to get our sailors. Protecting the ecosystem despite the crisis. I go back to the day of all true things. Are we willing to get uncomfortable to protect our environment? I don't want to get into politics, but something that is true is we do have a pretty, as Americans, we have a very high energy use. We use a lot of energy. And so, are we giving back what we take from the environment? It's just a general question. I know in schools they're teaching now, reuse, not just recycle, but produce, reuse, recycle. So are we reducing our energy use? I know Father would be very careful about washing clothes, even, like not washing clothes that's not dirty. You keep wearing underpants or some tattered underwear that Mother would throw out. Father would say, "Where's my underwear?" It's like, well, I threw it away because there's holes in it. So the point was that maybe he took it a little bit too far. But though you have this consciousness of the environment, and don't take more than what you're giving back. There must be a healthy cycle with our environment. So these are things that we could be focusing on instead of killing each other with our greed. Free exchange of technology. I think this is a beautiful dream. I also know if we're going to have free exchange of technology, it may not work without people opening up. A lot of businesses do have this obligation to be profitable. And so if you're giving away all your intellectual property, that's probably not going to be the most profitable thing. However, it can be profitable in the long run. You know, maybe not in the short run, you might lose, but I do believe this principle that if what you're doing is good, truly good, then God will multiply it. God will come back and give to you so that you can continue this work. I do firmly believe that. Look at true parents and look at our movement. I mean, well, maybe not the best example, but we've given so much to the world, and some of us are still here. And so I do believe God will recognize true parents, all they've given with no recognition. And so that's the kind, we do have to create world peace before we can be exchanging technology, which is a beautiful vision. I think we can, I know other people are working towards that as well. I thought this was great. Rather than give sermons from an air-conditioned pulpit, we worked under the scorching sun, neglecting to eat or rest. You know, I confess that I like my air-conditioned pulpit. You know, I can make the excuse, well, you know, I want to be effective and I don't want to be too uncomfortable. Otherwise, it could be distracting from the word or whatever. But at the same time, we've got to get our hands dirty and we got to go out. We got to witness. You know, for those of you who witness, is that a clean work? You know, can you keep your hand clean all the time? You know, are there any things that you kind of have to take responsibility for? Mistakes that are made and things like that. There's all kinds of mistakes that are made when we go out into the world and witness. And so there's like this interesting balance you have between the pastor and the tribe Messiah. The tribe Messiah is out there getting his hands dirty and feel, and the pastor's the one with the clean hands who can help clean the offering and put on the offering table. They both have an important role. One person has to go harvest. One person has to, you know, focus on the marketing and the promotion of these beautiful fruits. So there should be a harmony there. And I don't want to cast judgment on pastors. You know, we do have an interesting role, but it is good for us to have experience witnessing ourselves so that we can appreciate more those who are out there in the field. So yeah, that's my comment there. And this is powerful, guys. When you know who you are, Mother knows who she is. She said, I know who I am, the true mother, the mother of peace and God's only begotten daughter. And my mission is to live this way. Her mission is to live as that person, that chosen one, to be an example, you know, to keep her purity, keep her pure heart from birth to death and beyond, that she can stay in the center with Father and bring birth to all humanity, rebirth to everybody. So she's clear. And when you're clear about your mission, when you're clear about your ministry, nothing can stop you. In fact, all the opposition can only make you stronger. So just ask God for, what is my mission? What is my responsibility? What is my ministry? And again, I love this because I resonate with this search. I'm looking for people who are not here to do something. Oh, I want to do something cool. Like, yeah, okay, that's fine. You want to do something that matches your identity, your mission, that's fine. But at the end, if at the end of the day, you're gonna walk out of here because of something somebody said, or something that didn't match up exactly. Like, I'm sorry, but that's not, God needs people who are here because of who, without recognition, they can pioneer peace. We do things that we don't need credit for, because we believe in God, and God sees everything. And I don't need credit. In fact, I'm perfectly happy for other people to get the credit, because then people can look to them to do more responsibility. So as best as I try to acknowledge everybody, I'm gonna miss you sometimes. And those are the opportunities where God can appreciate you directly. Okay. So of course I'm gonna do my best to, appreciate everybody. Okay. I hope and pray that someday my country can use your country as a model. This is from Dr. Yakubi, her letter to mother. And Korea is a very special country and has a huge responsibility to be an example for a lot of countries who are pioneering how to get out of hell. A lot of countries, again, civil conflicts, international conflicts. In Korea, I'm telling you, we're not quite there yet in Korea, by the way. Yes, South Korea has done tremendous development. North Korea has then also done a tremendous job acting as like a time capsule, and because somehow they've been able to preserve the Korean tradition, model. Of course, yeah, a lot of more issues than benefits. But however, I do believe when they come together, they can be this example for the world. We've always heard this. Now, how we get there is another question. So I trust the mothers focusing on it right now. And when Korea can make peace and then unite, wow. I think the whole world will come into peace in parallel to that. I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical. I could be wrong. I'm a little skeptical that Korea will unite first. I do think Korea will unite as the whole world can unite. That's my theory. So we'll pray for Korea. We pray for all the countries in a lot of pain right now, all the people. And just follow Mother's lead. We'll get there.
Thank you, Pastor Milhan. All right, family, let's take a few moments to share our reflections. We'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a good sharing. Beryl Green, would you like to share with us today? Mother and Son Day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Seidel, for giving me this opportunity to share my reflections about today's reading. I'm always very fascinated by the mind of Reverend Milhan Stevens. You know, he's able to course us through the Hunduke reading in a manner that, you know, that fits the Western mindset with a touch of the Orient at the same time. I've had the opportunity to work with our true mother in Asia, and also when she came to Jamaica for on speaking tour. So I think for a man like me, an ordinary man like me, to be able to meet such a woman as Dr. Hak Jahan Moon, it's really very special because she's the only begotten daughter of God. And how can an ordinary man like me meet such, you know, the queen of the universe? So I'm very happy, you know, to have met our true mother. And I'm committed to the responsibility of supporting her providential mission. Thank you, Dr. Seidel, for giving me the chance.
You're welcome. Thank you, Reverend Green.
Yeah.
All right, brothers and sisters, now it's time for us to go into our 7 minutes unison prayer. Let's begin. She shall. Most beloved Heavenly
Heavenly Father,
Good morning, Heavenly
Father.
Parent. Morning, true parents.
Heavenly parents, for allowing me to join together in prayer
For our true mother.
for my brothers and
Please
sisters.
be with our true
Heavenly
Uh,
parents,
for
parents of
give
heaven,
her
all
long life,
together
give her good health and strength.
to realize that
the reading of
Pray
there's no hope
the
for us
reading of the
mother, pray for
besides
Lord's
waiting on our
word
true parents.
night and
right out of your heart.
we pray we can
From the point of human history,
the only begotten
parents are
You
Heavenly
were a
Parent,
true mother who has that kind of
worship,
eye
religious culture
to somebody who doesn't want to be recognized.
trying
support
to
each other.
share God's providence.
Ways, Father, unfitting
United with our true
that
mother, we can be in the very center
myself
of the
to be
restoration.
so
Today, we really want to pray for
all
her
grateful
well-being,
for
for her health,
parents, God to each one of the sons and daughters.
divine mission,
Uh,
so that we can truly
ones that are
find
here right now that I know.
our lives.
Allow me to
Mother,
be witnesses and share knowledge, experiences, reflect on our lives and
and
how we
we wander around in ignorance, trying to figure out
end up here, Father.
really is my
Those
responsibility.
focus,
God, from the bottom of my
opportunities
heart,
For the war,
to mother,
to reveal to us
for all the brothers and sisters
for which
who are
cause
able to
pray for their
handle that. Before we know it, we
please help
meet
them
each other.
understand your real purpose
So
and call.
less respect
pray that
and
we can
observation.
can bring the victory.
Mission
Element,
here in the
element.
physical world,
So much
to bring victory
Element, mother.
to the earth,
Today,
also to my
so
ancestors
when,
and to my
Father, we
great
can read the word from 24,
the spiritual world.
600 years ago, 700 years ago.
God, that we can now
Nobody
descend
had
and make
so much
every
weakness in
aspect of
common
life
us
we can be
open
triumphant,
to
be liberated
the word. To my brothers and sisters,
for the healing
exchange same task is
So many members
the
of our
world.
parents.
So here,
One and eight children.
give
So
it is said not
Children
only
mention him.
physical ones,
Each
but
of
life
them.
as well. And the spirit behind it, spiritual world behind
And
it.
grandchildren.
Not only the spirit
Pray that
world
the Father,
altogether,
Son, and
Father,
Spirit
but
the earth of the sky.
according to we understand as a spiritual side to it,
So that we might be able
has a
to
connection to the spirit world today.
make sure that
Together,
the
of that
will
is
is done.
knowledge
For America, God,
restore each other, treat
recognize
each other that way.
the
Have
role
actually eternal qualities, each one of us.
not skillful,
In the smallest little thing
nation
has
called
that,
by God.
but definitely as sons and daughters, so we want to be directly
Brothers and sisters, pray that you endow them with great health,
you and look like us.
face up to the
It's
challenges that
you,
face
we are your
us.
sons and daughters. It's true also for the
We want
angels.
to wipe away all the tears
Do not
that
there's no sons and daughters.
throughout the
That's a
world,
servant.
especially
It's
some
the job
African
and
descent
they praise.
suffer incredible injustice.
Here, Nadia for the sake of a job,
God,
plus
they're going to be compensated.
naturally to respond
We're
to
going to take responsibility
communication with you.
for having minimized them to mere savages.
Almost memorable, automatically.
Coming from Harlem,
Anyway,
to cover all the
no, some of the things
marginal
that
associates,
you look out for is Father.
men and women that you
That's one of my brothers and sisters. Strong, exceptional inside, central inside. This is where
true mother.
life,
Build the kingdom
environment,
of heaven right here in
situation,
Harlem,
media, environment,
Manhattan.
is necessarily contradiction to that.
Stevens,
But it needs to be
through his
in the
ministry, Father,
periphery,
conceptualized
following
suffering
second. And the axis turn on that. The axis turns
marginalized,
on your heart, the way you
of the
feel
sky,
right now.
and the people should rise up at this time.
Those who are have the access,
Will of God,
the ones that are having that business and the responsibility.
where so many Christian churches that have taken this stand
As
strong,
the district pastor, and also the local pastor.
the heavenly
Outlook, Father,
Father,
and
all
that
our brothers and
understanding,
sisters on this call.
and to live it out.
Call them with
That's
vision and understanding.
Mother,
Be
yes.
of our
Thank you.
we ask you
Promote
to
exactly
wash
that.
away our impurities.
Your
The mind of God
message,
within
your
us,
word, everywhere else.
according to the dictates of our original mind.
Thank you. Yeah, it's also
Unite, centering on our true mother,
only holding on, Father,
the
that
kingdom of heaven right here
bring
in the
about
earth.
great result, Father, for
The
this kind of tribe in a society
crown of our
that
heads to the sole of our feet,
to model
wash
that
away our impurities.
and in that
Pour
victory,
the oil of
anybody
love
understands.
in our hearts
Gratefulness does that, and normally Father does that.
on the embodiment of love,
Giving her to me.
to be able to shine
What daughter Katie, take that difference of Jacques,
naked
Father,
fulfilling devotion, so that we can capture the false stalker. Here we can go to the rest of
all of us have raised up younger generations gifted with the leadership qualities, Father, and don't ignore us. Thank you, Father, for that.
Thank you for everything you have
Nevertheless,
done.
can discover them and multiply them,
It's a celebration, man.
foster them, Father. We can support them.
Celebrate and bless us.
Those qualities and point them out.
Thank you for the
And then to see them themselves, Father. Pray that you be with all of them. And we have a family.
Jill. Thank you, everyone. Do we have any announcements? Okay, then. I hope you all have a wonderful day. God bless you.
I really wish we could have longer breakout rooms. By the time I shared some important insight, and I had give and take with Reverend Wemmer about it, somebody ended up not having time to share.
Thank you.
Any other announcements? Okay, then. I hope you all have a
Okay.
really wonderful day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
God bless.
you.
Pastor.
Have a good day.